Alright, Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushua, Bahashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutation to all the brothers and the few sisters out there. Onto this life foreigners from the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Shalom in the Hebrew, which means peace. This is going to be a New Year's Eve of destruction. Every year, we at GMS would, bring out shows. Normally we get together, my brothers scattered abroad, each individuals. At the end of the day, we're doing what we're supposed to be doing. But there's a lot of new changes that's coming up in the horizon. And I spoke some about that here in New York City. Certain new laws. And it's clear as day that with these new laws that's coming down, it's going to make everybody's life much worse than it is. Just the laws that they're passing over here on this city is enough to make somebody go crazy. So times are not getting better. Times is getting worse. So here in this city, they're having a congestion prices where a driver cannot drive in the city at a certain point, and they have these tolls in the middle of the city, which is unheard of and is acceptable. Simultaneously, I just saw on the news, I was watching on local news, they got these city bikes where they don't have a car, they just get on a bike, they charge you, and you just go from one location to another. That price is going up. Then, on top of all this shit, in other news which I brought out the other day, about May 7th, 2025, to fly domestically, you have to have a passport or a real ID. So things are changing drastically. All right. Oh yeah, minimum wage went up. It's about to go up, but price of living is going up. I mean, it's not a cliche. Like price of living is gonna go up. So we are in some dire straits. Some real oppression is going to come down the pipe. People's pocketbook is going to be tightened up. So, for over here, this is what I think the minimum wage is $16. Now they say minimum wage is $16.50, went up 50 cents. In a normal economy, that would have been great. We're not dealing with a normal economy. We're dealing with inflation that seemingly is not going to go down no matter what. The U.S. government extended funds to Ukraine, right? $6.5 billion to Ukraine, where Trump was supposed to say, oh no, as soon as he said, within 24 hours that he gets in office, he's going to end the war. And now it's just going to get extended. So things are getting worse and worse by the second. All right, no matter how people may think about it, what makes us happy about the situation, because we know what's going to end up happening. What's going to end up happening is we're going to enter in a new phase of this, and that phase is going to come with miserable. Matter of fact, let me get that real quick. Some miserable times is coming, man. And it is necessary. It's necessary. It says 2nd Ezra 16 and 15, I believe. I'm sorry. I'll start at 17. It says, woe is me, woe is me. This is Ezra, a prophet of the Lord. A man of the Lord. All right. You got to put yourself in his shoes, what he's seeing. He's seen all these great visions that the Lord has bestowed upon him. and he knows the science of the Most High, which is science means knowledge, the Most High. That every personnel on the planet Earth comes plenty of times in reincarnation. And he's saying, woe is me, because at this time, all the visions that he saw was not during his time. He's talking about the future. He says, who will deliver me in those days? And the answer to that is Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. That's why Yahushai said, if you, it shouldn't even say if you, it should say when you come in a regeneration. All right. Matter of fact, let me get that real quick. Matthew's 18. It says, Matthew's 18, I believe it's 18. 19 is the other thing. Slovakia. Which is a bad scripture too. Let me just get it. Shit. 19 and it says Matthew's 19 and 28. And Yahushua said unto them, verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, you shall also sit upon the 12 thrones of the 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of the nation of the 12 tribes of Israel. But the point is in the regeneration. So this was not a secret to our forefathers of coming back. This is why Ezra made that statement. Slack. And it says, verse back in 2nd Ezra 16:18, it says, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear, beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? So he saw it and he said it was the beginning. Oh, wait a minute, hold on. Not the Lord said the same thing? So we thinking, not us per se, those of us in the truth, it's really the world. They be thinking that, the worst is over. No, it's just the beginning of it. All right. Matthew 24 and it says, all these are the beginning of sorrows. So why I keep saying the beginning? Because once things start to stir up, all right, it's just going to lead to something else that's going to make it worse and worse. And that's not the end of it all. See, ultimately the end is going to be the destruction of America. This is why when these bozos out here celebrating something that has nothing to do with them, they can't even get you the origin of the whole June 1st. They won't even bother. They don't care. Everybody will sit there and say Happy New Year, Happy Holidays, and keep it moving without a single thought of how ignorant they really are, meaning they don't know. Neither do they care, all right? But all they're doing is setting themselves up for failure. Putting your hopes and dreams into the matters of this world is going to end the majority of these people, all right? It is going to end them very publicly. This is why this random spirits are just jumping on people and people doing the most wildest things. People are like, what the hell's going on? All right? What's going on? And they cannot explain these things, because these are all the beginning. Hey, Yahushua said it the best. Let me see, get that real quick for all you freaks out there. Matthew 10:34. It says, "Think not that I come to send peace on earth. I come not to send peace, but a sword." So the Lord himself, this is red, written in red, is stating that he's coming to send war. And everybody knows that war, there's levels to it. So America is about to enter one hell of a level of war. And one of the main wars that's being taken place is financial war against the poor and the people. All right. The poor, the very poor are struggling just to get ends meet. People who don't live a life of a minimal, even if they change their life to a minimal life, a minimal lifestyle, it still does not factor of the events that's coming. So that Yahushua himself is stirring up all these fires. All right. He's the one that's responsible for it. Why? Because he's coming. He's coming. And all you people out there that has been gloating about how, you financially healthy and how you are far better than everybody else because you have certain things. Well, guess what? When all hell breaks loose, you're nobody like everybody else. All right, Isaiah 24, since I said that. And 1, it says, "Behold, the Lord maketh the earth empty, and maketh it waste, and turneth it upside down, and scattered abroad the inhabitants thereof." So when is this going to take place? It's going to take place after the missiles are dropped. Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is going to make the world empty. There's what? Let's say over 8 billion people on the planet Earth. So if 8 billion people on the planet Earth, that means that according to Esau, the world's crowded, which is not, because the planet Earth can sustain all life in it. But it's the mishaps, which is going to go into, of the rulers. And it said, it shall be as with the people, so with the priest, as with the servant, so with his master, as with the maid, so with her mistress, as with the buyer, so with the seller, as with the lender, so with the borrower, as with the taker of treasuries, so with the giver of usury. All is going to be in the same position. Matter of fact, there's another one here. 2 Ezra 16, and I believe it's after 40. I know that for sure. It says, right, I'm going to start at 40. Matter of fact, I start at 39. Yikes. Okay, 37. "Behold, the plagues draw nigh, and are not slack." That's why we've seen all these news coming up about the mutated bird flu. All right, it's like every damn month now. There's always some new potential project of death that's taking place, because these plagues they're not slacking. Out of the blue, I speak for myself, I speak as a man, but out of the blue, from my experience, my little testimony, all of a sudden I just felt sick. All of a sudden. I have no idea where this shit came from. All right? Throat bothering me, out of the blue. Something's going on, of course, but these are the prophecy. But that's why we have an immune system. Is able to withtake whatever's coming in our body to fight it off. But how much more these people that have a weaker immune system? So these plagues are drawing nigh to this world. So as when a woman with child in her 9th month bringeth forth her son with 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb, which pains when the child cometh forth they slack not a moment. So when a woman's getting close to that birth of that child, the pains get closer and closer. And now we're starting to see things are getting closer and closer. 2024 was not a walk in the park. 2024 was tough. 2023 was tough. But the way the world be acting, like as the years go by, it's supposed to get better, but it's getting worse by the second. A lot of people about to lose their jobs. All right, you have AI taking over. Elon Musk is gonna be in the top position in the cabinet, so he's gonna bring in massive pain to the people. All right, so all this that's happening and showing that things are gonna get worse and worse. Our job is to do what? To adapt to the time, to get closer to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Because that's the only out that we have. And there's no out. It's just going straight forward. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come sorrow shall come upon it on every side. So this is why people are losing it. People are fucking losing it. Because there's no rest. Problem on this side, problem on that side. You think you get away with one thing and something else pops up. More laws, more draconian laws that have nothing to do nothing. And believe it or not, there will be a lot of draconian laws that's going to be in the books. As Americans, you should be highly pissed off because your freedom, that's what you think, is about to be taken away from you because all these little pocket fires that was started by the last administration needs to be corrected. And when something is corrected, needs to be corrected, it's not a nice act. Things get personal and nasty. This is why they want to bring in that C-hip. It says, "Oh my people, hear my word. Make ready to the battle, and those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth." So our position is to be adaptable to all the situations that's coming. And then when you look up the word pilgrim, I'm not going to go into it, but it means somebody that's seeking a miracle. This is why our forefathers in time past were always moving about in the Holy Land. All right, from Abraham to Isaac to Jacob. They could never really settle. And that was a foretelling what was going to take place for us. All right, Jake got too comfortable quick. We have to be on the ready because you just don't know how things are going to turn out. He that selleth, let him sell. Let him be as he that fleeth away. He that buyeth as one that will lose. He that occupieth merchandise as he that have no profit by it. And he that buildeth as he that shall not dwell therein. He that soweth as if he should not reap. So also he that planteth the vineyard as he that shall not gather the grapes. So all position, either you had a favorable position in society or you had a worse position in the society. When all hell breaks loose, all is going to be in the same accord. All right? It says that, so they that marry as they that shall get no children, and they that marry not as the widows, and therefore they that labor in vain. So all this stuff that people proud themselves in, their finances, their worldly worth, all right, is all in vain. Vain means nothingness. So this year that's coming, this is the pagan term, but The Lord's working on both clocks, so to speak. All right. All you people out there is going to be left with nothing. Why? Because you live a meaningless life, like Elon Musk is explaining, which he said. He said once you get these robots into your house and so forth, then people are going to have to reevaluate their meaningless lives. Because you are nothing to the sight of the Lord. You put things that has no value. Only times it has value is the here and now. And then the here and now is fading away quicker every single day. Right now, everybody's out there partying. It was thunder, it was bad. Like they said, like 300 lightning strikes. It says unheard of. So the Lord is angry. All right, the Lord is angry. He's about to pour rain down on these idiots out there that want to celebrate this bullshit. Things about to ramp up to a whole nother level. Every year, the longer we be here, the more the Lord's going to ramp it up. We're about to live a life of very uncomfortable conditions. But the elect is going to deal with the situation and adapt to the time. And rely on the source, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, for all. All right? So we'll go back to Isaiah 24:3 now. And the land shall be utterly emptied and utterly spoiled, for the Lord hath spoken this word. The earth mourneth and fadeth away. And right now the earth is mourning because the people that's in position of power has ruined everything. This is why random diseases popping up out of nowhere. Because the devil himself, Esau, is experimenting on everybody. All right? And it says, and fadeth away, the world languisheth, and fadeth away. The haughty people of the earth do languish. The haughty people is what? The elites. All right? I believe the word haughty is, Marawan, height, elevation, elevated place in a high place. Height proudly of noble figuratively. So these proud ass devils know exactly what they put in the books. Man, if I keep saying that. It says Micah 2:1. It says, woe to them that deviseth iniquity and work evil upon their beds. So when you look up the word device, it actually means plan. All right? But there's a precept to this. Let me see if I can find it real quick. It should be in Proverbs. No, not that one. I know that by heart. Let's see. Maybe it's Psalms. Nope, that's not that one either. It says something to the extent of the wicked can't go to sleep without. Let me see if I can find it. Like these mother effers cannot. They can't do nothing without trying to destroy us. Alright, maybe it's in the Apocrypha. Yeah, it's wonderful. I at this point, I remember it used to piss us off that they would do these things. I can't remember how that wording say, but it's something to the extent the wicked. Let's see, wicked sleep or sleep wicked. I don't know. Everybody out here celebrating and not knowing what's coming down the pipe. It's amazing how ignorant people are. And they thinking that it's normal. It's not a normal thing for things to get worse and worse. Alright? It's not normal. It says, woe unto them that devise of iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. And that's why they're cooking up certain laws in the books to make the lives of individuals even worse than what it is. After 2020 pandemic, how many landlords lost out? There was no protection for them, no protection for the tenants. Right? Now all of a sudden, majority of them have protection because that was just an experiment. And people were so stupid. That whole thing was an attack on small businesses because landlords, especially apartment buildings and housing, that's a small business. So they all got affected by these unrighteous decrees that was passed. Okay? So it shows you these people that's in position of power care less about the very poor of this world. Can't express it enough. All right, let me go back to this. I was gonna do the other one. Isaiah 24:4, I believe I was at. Yes, 5. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof. And to me, the defilement is the pollution. Mainly it's sinful pollution. So this place is insaturated. That's why scripture says that this is Sodom and Egypt. Alright? This is Sodom and Egypt. And we already know why it's Sodom. So this whole entire United States of America, from coast to coast, has influenced the world in its madness. So it's all polluted because they have transgressed the laws. What laws? Is it your local law? No. All right. That doesn't mean that the government or the people that's in position of power should change the laws to make your life more miserable. It's talking about the laws of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. That's what it's talking about. It says change the ordinances, which is the order. All right, and that's why you have men that's supposed to be over the women. When this society is the other way around. I was explaining to a brother about a certain film, which was created in 1989. The Killer. I forgot I think it was a John Woo movie. Yeah, one of his first. But the whole movie is bad. That's a badass movie. And of course, it's that era where they call male chauvinists and all this other shit. So they remade the movie, which was just stupid. And then what they did was the brother was explaining to me, they had a dyke woman in there. So they completely changed the narrative of how men and women are supposed to operate. They also changed the narrative of a woman can do what a man can do, and vice versa. So everything around this is why America is called Babylon the Great. All right, Babal, which means confusion, Lon, confused land. This is a land of confusion because they changed the ordinances. They changed the order of things. It says broken the everlasting covenant. They also violated the land Sabbath. And I was just talking about being a pilgrim because that's our spirit. Gad, which are the Native Americans, did not stay in one spot. That's why when they hold the concept of owning land, they looked at it like, how can you own land? You know? Because they used to move around to give the land time to rest, which is part of our law, and then after the land rests, it is going to yield the fruits in due season. But Esau, in the other hand, has misused the whole entire land and world. And this is why this next verse is so important. It says, therefore, the curse devoured the earth. And what is that curse? Curse is opposite of a blessing. So the curse, the ultimate curse, is ICBM nuclear missiles. All right. Also, part of that curse for this world is the Lord Himself, because when the Lord returns, like I read Matthew's the 24th chapter, He comes not to send peace on earth, He comes but a sword. So He's coming to bring war to the inhabitants of this world, and that's why these people, these Jesus freaks, have no clue who the Lord is. All right, nor do they care, because they want to see the Lord how they want it. They want to see the Lord with open arms and act like the Lord is going to bring them lollipops and hugs and kisses, but the Lord is not. All right, He's coming to punish those that's in position of power, and those that follow Him, follow those people that's in the position of power. He's going to strike the head. Matter of fact, let me get that real quick. I believe should be Amos. Alright. Oh, Slakia. It says, I saw the Lord standing upon the altar, and He says, smite the lintel at the door, that the posts may shake, and cut them in the head, all of them, and I will slay the last of them with the sword. He that fleeth of them shall not flee away, and he that escapeth of them shall not be delivered. So the Lord is going for the very top, the top brass, like they normally say. Let me get the other scripture. All right, He's going for the big bad ones. It says Isaiah 26, I believe it's 10. I'm sorry. Isaiah 26. Let's see. I'm in the same chapter. Yeah. Isaiah 24 and 21. Shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall punish the hosts of the high ones that are on high, and the kings of the earth upon the earth. But there's a precept. There's a precept to that. But yeah. So those that's in that position, who's granted, because we gotta, matter of fact, we go into it. Job 9 and 24. It says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. So the rulership of the planet Earth is given to the wicked. The wicked is Esau, Edom. That rules this world. This is why Yahweh Shai is coming to visit this earth. Matter of fact, He said it. It was prophesied that He would come back. Numbers 24. Is it 24? I'm sorry. 23, I believe. Because Balaam told Balak to curse Israel. And then when he said, I can't curse these people. And then the Lord opened up the eyes. It is 24th chapter. I want to go to the point. It says, Numbers 24. It says, and he has said, which he heard the words of the Most High, and knew the knowledge of the Most High, which he saw the vision of the Almighty, falling into a trance, but having his eyes open. I see him, but not now. I beheld him, but not nay. There shall come a star out of Jacob, a scepter shall rise out of Israel, and shall smite the corners of Moab, and destroy all the children of Seth. And Edom shall be a possession, Seir also shall be a possession for his enemies, and Israel shall do valiantly. And was not talking when Israelites went into the Holy Land. This is talking about the future. It says, out of Jacob shall come he that have dominion. That's how you know. The one that is going to have dominion is Yahushua. And he shall destroy him that remaineth in the city. And when he looked upon Amalek, he took up this parable and said, Amalek was the first of the nations, but his latter end shall be that he perish forever. So Yahushua is coming back to war to meet those that are in a position of power. This is why these people are in great fear, because they know who's coming for them. All right, James 2. I'm sorry. It says, not James 2, I'm sorry. James 5, and I'm just going to the point. Matter of fact, I'll start off for. Behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is talking about the very poor of this world, so happens to be Israelites. All right, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Despite how the world feels about us, we are still the Lord's chosen people, the greatest people on the planet Earth. All right, and they're not. They are envy at us. Okay, and it says, which is of you kept back by fraud, crieth in the cries of them which reaped are into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth. So Yahushua hears these cries. That's why 2025 is going to be wailing amongst the people. Why? Because things are going to get far worse than it was ever. And the people cannot take it no more. All right? Everything's going up. Everything's going up. And the money that they giving still doesn't equate to your regular bills. So there's going to be a breaking of the dam, so to speak, coming real soon. In fact, it's like Ecclesiastes 12:3. It says, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong man shall bow themselves, and the grinding cease, because they are few, and those that look out the windows be darkened, meaning the future is going to be dark. So though the keeper of the house is these lower local officials, policemen, all right, their job is to keep the people in the same house. Sorry, I'm saying it incorrectly. That's their job. But there's going to be a point where they're going to lose control, because people is going to take matters into their own hands. 2 Ezra 15th chapter. They're going to be justified for what they are going to do. This is why it's very important to stay the fuck away from this world and the people of it. Because this is a sinking, it's a sinking ship. And since it's a sinking ship, you lose when you invest into something like this. So Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is breaking this place apart, little by little, like the scripture says. All right, I believe it was Wisdom of Solomon. It said that the Lord didn't get rid of the Canaanites, but little by little. This is how the Lord is going to get rid of the majority of his people on this God-forsaken continent. He's saving them up for the beautiful ending. So there's going to be a lot of crazy things that are going to take place in 2023. A lot of crazy things. And Tawadi Habashim Yahshai having mercy on me and brothers, few sisters out there. Because we're going to need all the ammunition that we can. Scripture clearly tells you, matter of fact, look at that. Revelation 12:12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe unto the heavens of the earth and of the sea. For the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he know that he have but a short time. So when you go into the history of Draconian, which means dragon, like harshest punishment possible. This is what it's all leading to. To get into a flight in the United States of America, you have to have a real ID. That makes absolutely no sense. And they can't explain why they're doing this at this particular time when nothing wrong has happened. And they plotted this thing out, showing that they are the devils, and they make things accordingly to their liking. They said they had this planned out since 2020 or something like that. I believe so. I can't remember right now. But it was some odd number, and all of a sudden they changed their mind. So these devils are about to come and bring heavy judgment. All right, this is the Lord's whipping stick. And the quicker we can understand that no matter what, the Lord's in the midst of it all, he controls everything, then our lives are easier. Our lives will be a lot easier. I forgot what scripture I was going to get. So I'm just flowing with the spirit. All right. So, matter of fact, let me get that. Revelation 3:10. And yeah, everybody out there could sit there and say the same thing. It doesn't feel the way it once was. Matter of fact, hold on. And it says, Revelation 3:10, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation. Matter of fact, that's not the one I was looking for. Revelation 2:10. That's what I was looking for. It said, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. So that in itself should give everybody the proper mind frame. All right. This thing of ours is all about suffering. Suffering is a part of life. A lot of people try to escape those sufferings, and yet suffering is right around the corner, and it's building up daily. All right, daily. Things are changing daily. Things are happening daily, all leading to the same thing that the scriptures saying. That's why scriptures hold no weight. It held all the weight. The scriptures are everything. Before all these things is about to happen, it was spoken in the scriptures. All right. So there's going to be a great suffering, financial suffering, economical, famine, pestilence, loved ones passing. it's going to be a great suffering, trials and tribulations. Okay? So the Lord told his disciples, told the believers, look, don't fear these things. So these don't happen overnight. The Lord has been building us through the Spirit, through his Spirit. It said, behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison. So is it talking about the actual devil, Satan? No, it's talking about the devil on earth, Esau, the so-called white man. He's going to throw some brothers and sisters into prison. It says that ye may be tried. And that trying means test. I tell you right there in the NLT. It says, don't be afraid of what you are about to suffer. The devil will throw some of you into prison to test you. You will suffer for 10 days for a period of time, but if you remain faithful, even when facing death, I will give you the crown of life. So, knowing this, our mind should be what? On the kingdom of heaven. Because great suffering is coming. Great, horrific pain is coming. Okay? And the Lord forewarned us that these things was coming. See, unlike the world pretends that these things will never happen. All right? All right, they just hope that things go back to normal. But it will never go back to normal. I don't know what the Spirit have Apostle Torah is going to call it. I mean, I'm putting this up tonight, but for the for the new year. But it's all prophetic. Pain, suffering, and so forth. Everything's coming down the pipe. You know, tighten up shit, and everything that happens in our personal lives is building us up for what's to come. Okay? That's what it says. Let's see, Revelation. Oh, you gotta get that. Revelation 3:18. It said, counsel thee to buy of me gold tried in the fire. Matter of fact, since I've read that, let me get this scripture. Let me go back to this. No, it was 3. Since I read that, Luke 19 and 12, I believe. It says, he said, therefore a certain nobleman went into a far country to receive for himself a kingdom and to return. And called his 10 servants and delivered them 10 pounds and said unto them, occupy till I come. So when you go into the word occupy, it says to be occupied in anything, to carry on a business, to carry on the business of the banker or trader. So our job is to go out there and carry out Yahweh will. All right? This is why the parable is really referring to him, to us. So he gave us the gold, but our job was to flip that gold. All right? It said, but his citizens hated him and sent a message after him, saying, we will not have this man to reign over us. That's Israel. All right? And it came to pass when he was returned, having received the kingdom, then he commanded his servants to be called unto him, and to whom he have given the money, that he might know how much every man had gained by trading. So when the scripture says Go back to this, Revelations 3 and I just added 18, right? It says, I counsel thee. So, matter of fact, I'm reading the NLT. So I advise you to buy gold from me. Gold that has been purified by fire. So our job is to look for the gold. Matter of fact, I believe it's like I'm going, Spurs taking me somewhere else. It's okay. I believe it's 1 Corinthians, the 3rd chapter. It says, I'm going to go to the point. Right. It says 11. For other foundation can no man lay then that is laid, which is Yahushua Mashiach. So we all have to understand we come into somebody else's labor. We doing somebody else's job, which ultimately is our job, but we're doing somebody else's job. Now, if any man build up this foundation, gold, silver, precious stone, wood, hay, stubble, every man's work shall be made manifest, for the day shall declare it, because it shall be revealed by fire. And the fire shall try every man's work of what sort it is. So the great fire is that tribulation. All right? That's the great fire. And the ultimate fire, I got to say it like that, is those ICBM nuclear missiles. So this is going into the fact that the Lord sent the apostles, the elders, the bishops, the elders, to go out there in the highways and byways to find what? Gold, which the gold represent who? The elect of the nation of Israel. All right. This is why you have these other camps talking about basically there's no 2/3 or anything of that sort. Obviously, the Lord did not send them. Okay, and that goes into Matthew the 25th chapter, because they're not occupying in what the Lord's business is required. He requires an exchange. He requires more than what he gave. All right, our job is to go out there and flip that which he gave. It says back in Luke 19:16 now. Then came the first saying, Lord, thy pound have gained 10 pounds. I love this scripture because it gets to the nitty gritty. All right. And he said unto him, well, that thou good servant, because thou hast been a faithful in a very little, I have thou authority over 10 cities. So that which the little that this man, according to the Lord, he did little, but he's going to gain a whole world. So everything that we do towards one another in this truth of ours, all right, which may be minute thing, that's big in the sight of the Lord. And for the exchange of that, he's going to give those great authorities in the kingdom of heaven. All right. This is why it's so important to be in the truth. It's so important to be part of a camp. Scripture tell you what Matthew's 25th chapter. When I was sick, you visited me. When I was in prison, you know what I'm saying? When you do things to others, that's what it's like you done unto the Lord. All right. It says, and the second came saying, Lord, thy pound have gained 5 pounds. And he said likewise to him, but be thou also over 5 cities. So whatever skills that was given unto them, they accomplish it. And the other came saying, Lord, behold, here is thy pound, which I have kept laid up in a napkin. For I feared thee, because thou art an oft-staring man, that takest up that thou didst lay not down, and reapest that didst not sow. And he said unto him, out of thine own mouth will I judge thee, that wicked servant? Knowest that I was an offstaring man, take up that I lay not down, and reap that I did not sow. Wherefore then givest not thou my money into the bank, that at my coming I might have required mine on my own with usury? So the Lord basically saying, look, you're supposed to go out there and take your talent and flip it. All right? This is why, it's going back to this real quick. And he punished that servant for that, because that's wicked. So you have all these other camps, these guys out there that refuse to go out, refuse to do anything. They're going to be judged. All right? The Apostle Paul said to us last time, for the past couple, we haven't been out because of the weather. But all the work that we done, sometimes here and there, you know what I'm saying, we may not go out there because things are changing. However, you got these other camps that don't show up, period. So you think they're really taking the Lord's business serious? No. Going back to Revelation 3:18, I counsel thee to buy of me gold tried in the fire, that thou mayest be rich. All right? And that gold tried in the fire is individual brother. That's why Paul said that he's presenting, roughly paraphrasing, presenting people in the church as a chaste virgin unto the Lord. Okay? It's like this been tried. And how is a man of the Lord is being tried? By suffering. All right? So before all these things that take place, 2025, which isn't supposed to be here now, and all these different laws that's being passed and so forth, and then things get really worse, the people of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, the believers and so forth, are going to do much better. And we always got to remember, whatever comes down the pipe is made to punish the wicked. All right? It's literally made to punish the wicked, so that we don't be caught up with that. As a matter of fact, I was done with that anyway. Ecclesiastes, I gotta get it again. 7, outside of 1. It says, a good name is better than precious ointment, and a day of one's death than the day of one's birth. So, two contrasts, your name matters if you're a man of your word. So the Lord gave us an assignment, a job. Our job is to fulfill His will, His assignment completely. All right? It says, it's better to go to the house of mourning than to go to the house of feasting. So we've been brothers in GMS especially, has been an expert at the house of mourning. Our mindset is upon the sorrows of this world. All right? I know I've talked to plenty of brothers prefer to eat bitter herbs and so forth. Our life is bitter. Everything about this thing of ours is bitter. However, the Lord is changing things. And ultimately, when the Lord is going to change it, it was when judgment comes down. It says, to go to the house of feasting, for that is the end of all men, and the living will lay it to his heart. Sorrow is better than laughter, for by the sadness of the continent, the heart is made better. So how is that possible? How you could be a sad puppy and you're made better? Because your mind is broken. You're crying unto the Lord. You're seeking the Lord in this time, and the Lord's preparing you for what's to come. So now we come into the extent where brothers have been prepared, and we still being. We're not perfect. We're not set up Because as long as the society still functions and we got to deal with the shit, the Lord is preparing us more and more. But ultimately, we're gonna have all the answers to the people, for the people. It says Isaiah 33:6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and salvation, the fear of the Lord is his treasure. So when you go into the word stability, is the Hebrew word amon, which is faith. So the things that we go through during in our walk of faith is building us up for that ultimate. What, going back to 2nd Ezra, the 16th chapter, it says, matter of fact, 16:40, "O my people, hear my word, make ready to the battle." So Jake gotta realize we're at war. All right, we've been at war since the womb. This man has been eyeing us down, trying to take us out. So we've been ready for the battle. Can you imagine you about to go to war and your concern is about partying and BSing? Oh, like the movie Dead Presidents. I forgot his name. But he was telling Chris Tucker's character that in the weeds, or so to speak, in the jungle, you can't think of outside interference because you could get killed. So that's how we are. We can't think of outside. We got to be focused. All right, because we are at war. We are at the battle. And those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth. So if that's our lot to be out there, it's in the quote unquote wilderness, outside of quote unquote society, and let the Lord will be done. All right, let the Lord will be done, because at the end of it all, it is the Lord's will that we're gonna go through the things that we're going through. All right, and Yahweh Shem Yahushai is going to protect us when it comes down to it. We're gonna eat. We're gonna be fine. We're gonna have a roof over our heads. It's time for the world to go through it. All right. So with that being said, Lord willing, this be the year all hell breaks loose. Make the mandate of the RFID microchip. I said it. All right. Maybe they're gonna blame the migrants. Maybe, things just get worse and worse by the second. People lose it. The regular citizens lose it. However the Lord wants to do it, we just gotta be prepared. And the Lord is prepping us for the time to come. All right? For the time to come. Because it's going to come down to the wire. They're already passing these draconian laws right before the eyes of people. Yet they still don't see what's happening. Things about to change. So Lord willing, this be the year. The Lord turn it up. Also, maybe this be the year the Lord turn up our spirits and bless us during these times, which he will. All right, because it's all about the changing places. Our stock is rising. This word is out. People know Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. They're gonna really know that name out there. May the Lord bless us and push that name harder, push this doctrine harder. All right. May the elect of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai be sealed and have the full understanding, so the Lord could just take this place apart. So that being said, shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. Shalom.